Hello, my name's Anthony D'Angelo. It's raining outside and I just finished some tea, so that means I guess I'm gonna do a video. So I got a question recently on Tumblr that kind of boiled down to how young is too young to start talking to kids about internet safety, internet etiquette, cyberbullying, sort of up to the stuff that I talk about in my videos, about like responsible, active media participation. And it's a great question and I want to answer it, but first I want to talk about a conversation that I had with an English professor or an English teacher, I guess, from high school, my junior year British lit teacher, and he told me about a class that he had recently where every single student had a laptop, and I was like, oh my god, that's so cool, everyone gets laptops, it's super, like, so exciting, right? Everyone's gonna do great work, but it turns out that's not what happened. That class did really, really poorly. They got like D's and F's, not the whole class, but like he had to give a lot of D's and F's, and that's like not something that usually happens at the high school that I went to. So and he taught a whole bunch of classes, right? And only the class with the laptops did poorly among all these classes that used the same methods, had the same content. So it's totally weird to me. It got me so like down. Like I was so disappointed in this. And what he told me was that it's like having a computer in class is like having, it's like doodling, right? But instead of pen and paper, you have access to the entire sum of human knowledge, and also Facebook Tetris, which is like super fun. But so I got totally down about this, and I started thinking about myself and my experience with technology and like why, like I wanted to understand like how this might have happened, right? So I realized that the first time I used a computer wasn't to like talk to people or do work or even like to watch a video. It was on a Windows 95 machine when I was 3 at my grandparents' house to play a video game, right? And I don't think that I'm unique in that experience. I think that a lot of kids my age and especially younger kids learn about technology in the context of not the context of education, but rather in the context of recreation and entertainment first, right? And I think that what that like instills in kids is this sort of undifferentiated understanding of all screens as like playthings. The Xbox connects to the TV and you play games on it, and the computer connects to the internet and there's games on it, and that's just like how it's like what technology is for, right? I have a problem with parents like giving kids iPads and iPhones at the dinner table, like at a restaurant, right? And I think that coming from me, that might sound totally weird, but I think that the reason that I'm opposed to that is that you start to teach kids that these are playthings and that they're just for entertainment. And I don't like that. I don't like that idea. I think that kids from a very early age should be taught, technology exists in the world. There are screens and they help us. I think that kids should be taught about the internet in the same way that they're taught about like the police and fire departments, right? These are institutions that exist and that are there to help you. Funny joke, right? But like they should know about like emergency services, right? And they should know about like the existence of the internet, which is a very like big, huge, fundamental part of life in the 21st century. But I don't think that all kids my age did, and I think that that's why kids a couple years younger than me are failing their junior year English classes. That sucks, and I feel bad that that's happening. But I think that means that kids that there should be like programs in place that teach kids from an early age that this is what technology is for. Here's how to use it responsibly. So the answer to the question, I guess, is very early. And one example I can give of this is a school that I volunteered / researched at last semester, and they had a 6th, 7th, and 8th grade one-to-one iPad program. So every kid from 6th to 8th grade got their own iPad to use for scholarly purposes. This was something that you had to like work up to all through 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, or 5th. You were told like that's what you aspire to have the iPads, and that's something that you work up to and that you study for, and it's a responsibility to have one. And I think that's a really good approach. Kids as early as 3rd grade were doing research projects about American history using the internet. That's exciting. That's really cool. I think that the answer to the question is to start early, right? At a very young age, kindergarten, preschool, teaching kids that technology exists and is useful for you, but to make it something to work up to. It's a privilege, not a right, to use the internet, right? And I think that will instill in kids a greater respect, a greater appreciation for the technology around them, and probably make them more productive media participants. that's basically what I have to say about that. If you want to send me questions, there's a link here. And as always, yeah, there's links to stuff that you can read below. I have a database. Just a reminder, I have a database full of things, free resources that you guys can go and read about internet stuff. So, there you go. That's my video. I'll see you next time.
No limits. No limits.